All right, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. Good turnout for the holidays. Welcome to DuePoint. My name's Rob van der Bell. I'm one of the executives here. We're going to be spending the next 45 minutes together. I'm going to go over DuePoint, what we're all about, who we are, and then after the presentation, you're welcome to come speak to me, ask me any questions that you might have. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in around the country. So let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia was founded in 1952, so been around for a very long time, nearly 7 decades. Their head office is actually just down the road from us in Randburg. That's their building. You can see that, their orange logo that they use. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there, very important. You'll notice in our foyer above the water cooler, we've got all our FSP licensing on display. We've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got an investment license. We've got our FSP license on display. We've also got our accreditation with the direct marketing and the direct selling associations. We take credibility very seriously, and we appreciate that the people coming to listen to this presentation need to trust the business that we're going to be speaking about. So you're welcome to go do a background check on us. You can Google us. Check us out on Hello Peter if you need to. We're actually listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. So you're welcome. There's more information on the company on the website. The executives and the senior management are these people up on screen. The first 3 individuals are registered chartered accountants, starting with Brendan Benfield. He's our senior executive. He heads up this division. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance. His whole family have been involved very successfully in the insurance space all his life. His father started Clientele Life, the IFA. They've started businesses overseas that have operated very successfully. Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. Both accountants, both got into insurance. They started Prime Meridian Direct down the road, or PMD, 4th biggest short-term insurer in the country. So we're very lucky to have Brendan heading up this division. Tim and Stacey, they look after all the auditing, the regulatory and the accounting requirements here at DuePoint. Tim Reynolds got a lot of experience in corporate banking. He was with the First Rand Group for about 15 years, fairly senior position there. Stacey was with Deloitte, or has been with Deloitte all her working career. She worked here as well as overseas before she came back and joined the team here at DuePoint. And then those are the boring people. The 2 more interesting people, the non-accountants, are Jane and myself. So you've all seen Jane. She's in the foyer. She's got a lot of experience in direct marketing or direct selling. She actually is from the UK. She's been in South Africa for about 10 years, but she brings a lot of international experience with her to our business, because even though we're an insurance company, our growth is very much dependent on our ability to operate within the network marketing space. And Jane brings that experience with her to our team. And then myself, I've been working in marketing and advertising all my career. I started my own agency in the mid-90s, operated that fairly successfully. Like I say, we didn't retrench anybody while I was there. We paid everyone salaries, so I can deem us to be successful, right? But I walked away from that business, and I might touch on that a little bit later. But that's the team. A little bit of background on the business. Why are we here? Lunchtime. I'm very impressed with the turnout, because I thought everyone was on holiday already. But why do we find ourselves here? So we briefly discuss, we reflect on the circumstances that we find ourselves in, because that's really what draws people to entrepreneurial activity. If your salary and your day job, your employment, was the answer to all our issues, you wouldn't be here, right? The person that invited you here alluded to financial opportunity. And we are typically interested in financial opportunity because of the issues we have from a personal finance point of view. So a couple of the driving factors that we look at: one, the economy. The economy plays out in the shape of high interest rates, high inflation. Food inflation is sitting at nearly 11%. We look at it in the fact that our salaries are certainly not keeping up with what the cost of living is increasing by. So often I'll ask the audience, well, who in the audience has gotten a 5 to 7% increase in their salaries for the last 7 years, right? That would have kept your salary up with inflation. No one ever puts their hand up. No one. I can't even put my hand up to that one. I need to have a meeting with my boss, I think, right? And the fact is that our salaries and the cost of living, there's this gap forming between. And what we try to do, unfortunately, is we try to remedy the situation using debt. And we are often criticized as an economy that engages far too much in debt instruments, not enough in savings and investment products. And there are a plethora of different debt instruments that you can engage in. And unfortunately, while this might remedy the situation in the short term, it actually exacerbates your financial position in the long term. We get a lot of statistics from the FSB that paint this picture of what personal finance looks like for the average South African, and it's a fairly bleak picture. It really comes to a head when we get to retirement, because we'll struggle through life trying to keep up with payments, through retrenchments and all these things that are dealt to us. But it really comes to a head at retirement, because at retirement your income ends, and you'll be asking yourself the question, how much did I do in the last 40 years to give myself a dignified retirement, right? And this is something that we often turn a blind eye to now. I think we get too focused on the debt cycle that we find ourselves in. We are too stressed about trying to keep up with costs at the end of the month, at the end of the year, that you don't really even look or care about when you're 60 or 65, right? And so what this business presentation is really about is about fixing that circumstance. Only about 2% of people retire financially independent. 2%. Right? So we've got a room about 40 people here. Maybe one of us will retire financially independent. The rest of us, the large majority of us, will get to retirement, realize we haven't saved enough, we don't have anything in place, like a retirement fund or a pension fund, and then be faced with a decision where we become dependent on either our children, other family members. You've got to downgrade your lifestyle to such a degree that you can afford to get by at the end of the month. Or you're standing in line to find another job with the other 10 million unemployed. So really what this business presentation is about changing that circumstance, moving you from the 98% to the 2%. So out of all of this negativity, as a business, we saw an opportunity to create a system that the average South African can engage in. It's called the DuePoint system. We have a couple of aspirations in mind. We want to see the people in this business aspire to becoming debt-free, completely debt-free. And we talk about this all the time. You will see the system that we have in place empowers you to becoming debt-free, because our second aspiration is to create wealth. But can you create wealth when you owe other people money? You cannot, right? That's almost a given. So our first goal always is to become debt-free. Our second goal, our second aspiration is to see the people in this business start creating wealth. And that is through investments in terms of building assets that you have ownership over. And then the third aspiration happens on its own, and that's just for people to be happier. Because that's really why you're here. You just want to be happier. You don't want to be stressed at the end of the month. You don't want to worry about retirement. You want all those things taken care of, right? And so with those three aspirations in mind, the people here, our guests here this afternoon, you have the opportunity to join this DuePoint system. You actually contract with DuePoint. Once you contract with us, we call you wealth engineers. And as wealth engineers, you only need to do one thing, and that is to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like, but basically it's going to be you introducing people to DuePoint. And our online platform will facilitate the sale of products to those people. The business is as simple as that. The benefit for you is that you get to create additional income, but the nature of the income that you produce here is one of recurring income, right? Some people refer to this as passive income. I enjoy my father's term for it. He calls it making money while you're sleeping, right? Layman's terms that we can all understand. What's passive income? What's recurring income? Making money while you're sleeping. Now that's something I want to get my hands on, right? And this is really the number one reason why I walked away from my business after 20 years, because we weren't able to create recurring income or passive income or make money while we were sleeping. The only time we made money was when everyone was in front of their computers working. That's when we made money. And when everyone went on holiday in December, guess what happened? Business produced zero income, but I still had to pay everyone's salaries, right? Not a great business model. So I decided my next 20 years I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to focus on creating recurring income, passive income, value in an asset that doesn't need me to look after it constantly to make money. And this is what you're empowered to do here at DuePoint. We harness the power of duplication. So this is leverage. It is your opportunity to go out and find like-minded individuals to join you in DuePoint that will collaborate with you. Right? This is where the leverage comes in. Because if you're able to invest, let's say 1 hour a day into the business, but you've got 20 other people that are doing exactly the same thing, now suddenly you've got 21 hours being invested into your channel of distribution, increasing your recurring income. The business is flexi time. Now you might think this is a great benefit, but it's actually a warning, right? Because you have the luxury of deciding when you want to do this business. But a lot of people that come into the business make the mistake of thinking they can do this business when they feel like it. You have to do the business when you don't feel like it. That's just a tip, right? If you want to be successful in anything, you've got to do it when you don't feel like it. So while you get to enjoy being able to decide what that looks like, please don't make the mistake of treating this like a hobby or a New Year's resolution. Right? This is an authentic business opportunity that you're getting involved in. You've got to keep yourself accountable to being engaged in it constantly, especially when you don't feel like it. There's no startup capital. There's no registration fees in this business. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy before you can start in this business. Right? So we make the business as risk-free as possible. No qualifications or experience required. Who brought their CVs today? No one. How can you join my business if you didn't even bring your CV? Fortunately, I don't care about your CV. Right? We make the business accessible to everybody. You don't have to worry about the FSB regulation that we have to abide by. We actually contract you out of that obligation. You get to build an asset. Now, this is probably the most important benefit on the slide, because this is really the antithesis of employment. Because what happens in employment? We work for somebody else, building up someone else's asset. Right? So I saw a wonderful meme a couple of months ago. It's great because it's a beautiful analogy of what employment's like. It's this picture of this man standing next to a brand new Lamborghini. Right? Everyone know Lamborghini? The Lamborghini shop's just up the road here. 300 meters up the road. Go look there. Go shopping. 8 million for the starting, for the intro. The cheapest Lamborghini, 8 million rand. So this man standing next to his brand new Lamborghini, and there's another man standing off to the side of him going, "Wow, boss, that's an awesome car you got there." And the boss says, "Thanks." He says, "Son, just remember," he says, "if you stay committed and you keep working as hard as you're working at the moment, I can buy another one next year." Right? This is what we're doing in employment. We are building up someone else's asset. We are investing 40 to 45 years of our lives building someone else's asset, where we get to partake in the downside of that business, but not very much in the upside. So when you're at work, if the business starts doing well, does your salary suddenly double? Do you get a dividend check every quarter? Do you pat yourself on the back and go, "Wow, the shares in my business have increased this year"? No. It's often no to all those questions. But if there's downside in the business, then the boss says, "Oh, sorry, we can't give you a raise this year. Oh, sorry, we have to retrench people." So you get to partake in the downside. You should be happy to sacrifice time into this business, because this channel of distribution that you're building, you have ownership over it. You've got legal tender. You can sell your channel of distribution one day. You're building something that has intrinsic value that pays out recurring income. Your kids can take it over one day. It will survive you. Right? There's no selling involved. So we contract you out of selling. The nature of our products are financial in nature. This is great because they're not tangible products. Like I said, there's no boxes of product that you have to buy. Did anyone see milkshakes, vitamins outside? Did you bring your bakkie to load up milkshakes and vitamins today? Right? Doesn't take up space at home. Doesn't expire. Doesn't start to smell funny when you forget it in the garage. So we make the products as convenient as possible. But your growth, your success in this business is predicated on your ability to go out and build these channels of distribution. So it begins with you. This is what a channel of distribution looks like, right? You become a wealth engineer, and you're going to go out and find like-minded individuals that are also taken by the DuePoint opportunity. They become wealth engineers, and they will start doing exactly the same thing you're doing. They will go out and find other people, and that's where the power duplication starts to happen. This organic growth starts to take place in your channel of distribution, beyond your efforts. Do you see where the leverage comes into play? Right? I've got some wealth engineers that have got over 2,000 people in their channels, but they've only got 10 people that they introduced into the business. That's called leverage. That's what your boss is doing. Your boss is at the top, right? He's got a board of directors. He's got senior managers, junior managers, employees. He's leveraging everyone for his own benefit. You get to do a similar thing in terms of collaborating with these people that you bring into your business. My hope is that you will build a sustainable business. When I say sustainable, I mean a quality business. If you're bringing in effective, quality individuals into the business, that quality will trickle into your channel. You'll have a sustainable business, and you will have something that allows you to make money while you're sleeping. If you bring in bad quality, this will collapse month after month after month. So always be mindful of the people that you bring into your business, right? It's not a free-for-all. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like. You'll be warned that we're not a get-rich-quick scheme. Who was worried about that? No one admits to it. But I know you asked the question to the person that invited you here, Right? It's one of these things, one of those businesses. We're not one of those businesses. We're a 70-year-old insurance company. It doesn't get more boring than that, right? We're regulated by the Financial Services Board. We've got very reputable individuals involved in this organization. This is an authentic business opportunity that we're extending to the public. At the same time, we will never promise you success easily. If you come to any of the training, you speak to any of the wealth engineers, we keep telling them this is a difficult business. We are dealing with people all the time. People can be frustrating. People let you down constantly. They say one thing, they do another thing. But if you're willing to put up with the downside of that, of entrepreneurship, you get to enjoy the upside. You can't have one without the other. Anyone that says, I'll just put money here, we'll double it next month, that's a scam with massive risk attached to it, right? And I'm sure you can speak to some people around you who have been involved in some of them and lost money. We hear those stories all the time. We are not one of those businesses. If you're willing to work hard, we can promise you engagement with success. So that's our warning slide. How do you earn as a wealth engineer? There are two ways to earn. One is through our returns program. The other is through our rewards program. So I'm going to explain to you our returns program. Our returns program is what we pay our wealth engineers at the end of every single month. So we pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product that you have in your channel. Remember the first 5 people you introduced to DuePoint? These people lie on your first point. The product lies on your first point, and that product you get paid double the R27.50. You're getting paid R55 for every product on your first point every month. Remember, it's recurring income. It's not a once-off income. Those people go out, and that product lies on your second point. And again, on your second point, we pay you R55 for every product every month. The third point, you see the multiplier drops to 100% back to R27.50. Third, fourth, fifth, all the way to the 8th point. The multiplier steadily drops to 4%. But what you need to note is from the 8th point onwards, in theory into infinity, we will keep paying you the 4% of the R27.50. We don't limit you on how large your channel can get at DuePoint. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. The accountability always lies with you, right? You want a bigger channel? Go build a bigger channel. No one's stopping you. So this is the mechanics of the returns. The next question we get is, well, how much money can someone earn in this business over time? Give me an idea of what kind of money we're talking about here, right? So we built this thing called the Path to Success. It is a map of the next 5 years of your potential earnings. It is based on a growth formula called 3+2. It assumes in your first month you can bring 3 people into your channel. And then every consecutive month you only have to bring in 2. That's why we call it 3+2. So it's 3 in December, 2 in January, 2 in February, 2 in March, into perpetuity. If you can follow that growth formula, after 6 months, you can earn a whopping R2,500 a month. No one thinks that's whopping. No? No one's left yet, so I assume you're waiting for the number to get bigger. But let me give you some context, because I love this example, because people look at R2,500 and you raise your noses at it. You go, oh, that's not a lot of money. Right? And that was my first impression too. The accountants came up with this. I said, R2,500 after 6 months, we're not going to get people joining for that. But let me give you some context, because of what I've realized is that we make the mistake of thinking like consumers. We think like spenders. If I say to you R2,500, you already know what you can buy with R2,500. Right? And with the rate of inflation and food inflation, R2,500 doesn't get you much, does it? But if you're an entrepreneur, and I give an entrepreneur R2,500, or an investor, someone who's trying to build wealth, I give them R2,500. Do you think they take it and go, what can I buy with this today? Or do they think, how can I make this money work for me? So I'm going to show you how you make this money work for you, because I know everyone in this room has got debt. So here I've got an example of someone with R1 million debt, a R1 million bond. Right? They found a nice house, they couldn't afford it, they went to the bank agreed to loan them the money, and they agreed to pay the bank back over the next 20 years. We all know how a bond works, right? You're going to be paying back R11,500 for 20 years. I'm 40 at the moment. If I engage in this bond, I get to make my last payment to become a homeowner when I'm 60, just in time before I get retired, right? But I joined DuePoint 6 months later with some success. I'm earning R2,500. And I remember Rob says, pay your debt off faster. Don't go spend it. Don't think like a consumer. So I go, okay, I do the boring thing. I put the money into my bond. That extra R2,500 results in me paying the bond off in 11 and a half years instead of 20. I pay that house off at the age of 51 instead of 60. It saves me in interest, in payments, in hard, cold cash. It saves me R1 million. 1,000,000 rand saved with 2,500 rand a month. At 12 months, you're earning in excess of 100,000 rand annually in recurring income. Who would like a 100,000 rand check before Christmas once a year? It's 12 months away. You've got 12 months to get there before next Christmas. You need to make the decision today. Right? Not think about it, moan about it, complain about the economy, wait 12 months, go, maybe I should have. You've got to make the leap. You've got to take that leap of faith today. After 24 months, you could be earning nearly 30,000 rand a month. After 36 months, nearly 50,000 rand a month. You want to look at a bond example again? Here's someone with 5 million rand of debt. You're earning 36,000 rand a month. You've got the choice. You can buy a brand new 911 Porsche and pay it off after over 5 years, or you can put the money into your bond. Which one do you do? There we go. One honest man, right? You buy the Porsche. How will your friends know you are successful if you're putting money into your bond? But if you do make that mature, responsible decision of paying your bond off sooner, you'll pay a 5 million rand house off in less than 7 years. What do you do after you pay your debt off? You start creating wealth, right? So at the age of 47, I've paid the first house off. I buy another house. At the age of 54, I paid off the second house. At the age of 61, I've paid off my third house. I'm living in one house. I've paid off 2 other 5 million rand houses. I'm now earning 60,000, 70,000 rand a month in passive income when I'm retired. Now I can go buy 2 Porsches and still have paid off a house, right? Or I could have just decided to buy the Porsche then and now. 5 years' time, it would have devalued by 50%. And I can't afford the services that the Porsche costs because it's out of motor plan. And I'm still paying my 5 million rand house off. Right? We need to start having this paradigm shift. Stop thinking like spenders and consumers. You're making Porsche rich. Right? We need to start making ourselves rich. You keep going. After 48 months, you're close to 70,000 rand a month. After 60 months, you've created for yourself about 1 million rand in annual recurring income. Who would like a 1 million rand check before Christmas? 3 of you. Great. I'll be the 4th. Right? But this is all academic. This is theory. This is based on this 3+2 growth model. We've got many people that get excited by the presentation, the prospects of the business, they become wealth engineers and they don't do anything. Many people, I can't tell them apart, right? So I have to give everyone the opportunity. You can do less than 3+2, but you can also do more than 3+2. Every month we showcase wealth engineers that have shown tenacity, they've shown success, and they are great examples for the rest of us. So here's Nick and Shani. They joined in September. So what's it been? About 14 months, right? 15 months that they've been wealth engineers. You can see they're a little bit behind on 3+2. Don't you think they should have given up? 4,000 rand after 14 months. Would you still be hanging around? You would? Okay, I'm glad. I've got a good audience today. Right? But I think some people would have given up. I think so. We've had people earning 4,000 rand a month leave the business.
That's 4,000 rand while you're sleeping.
It's 4,000 rand while you're sleeping, exactly. But they walked away. So who knows what's going on in people's heads, right? But it's equal opportunity for everyone. Yes, Jack Delamos from Mpumalanga, he joined in January. He's in excess of 8,000 rand a month already. Don Landon from PE joined at the end of December. If we look at his business, he actually did nothing. He only joined because someone pestered him for about 6 months. So he joined anyway, he didn't do anything, he only started working in June. How's that for a jump? 60 days, he went to 4,000 rand a month, sitting at 11,500 rand a month. Motolite Sena from Free State joined in April. We looked at her business this week. It's sitting at 25,000 a month. This number was pulled in the middle of November. We are now 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, she doubled her business. How is this a juxtaposition to employment, where we beg for 5%, 6%, 7% annually? You can increase your income in this business in a day by 7%. if you wanted to. But it requires your accountability, no one else. It's not a decision your boss makes, or the economy, or politicians. It's you. It's your decision. When you wake up in the morning, what do you think about? What are you going to do today? That's the decision. That's the constant decision we have to make in this business. We've got thousands of wealth engineers that join this business every single month that have created recurring income for themselves over and above their salaries. Everybody is different. My advice to you is run your own race. Don't look at some of the numbers and go, I want to be like Mortal Etsona and 25,000 a month after 6 months. You might not have it in you. You might not have the time. She's probably doing this business nearly full time. Right? Run your own race, set your target, and figure out a way to get there. Everybody is different. So this is our returns program. This is what we pay wealth engineers at the end of every month. I told you there was a second way to earn, and that is through our XP Rewards program. So the rewards program works like this. You engage in typical wealth engineer behavior, like coming to presentations, doing home presentations, bringing guests with you, logging into the mobile app, watching training videos. And when you do all of these activities, we give you something called XP, stands for experience points. And when you start collecting more and more XP and your channel starts to grow, we reward you along the way in the XP Rewards program. So if you become wealth engineers today, you'll start out as rank 0 wealth engineers. Off the slide, not important. Right? Because you haven't done anything. Anyone can join the business. I'm not interested in people joining the business. I'm interested in people doing the business. So you get to rank 1. You need 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. You become rank 1, and I give you a 55 Rand once-off reward at the end of that month to say, congratulations, you can go have a cappuccino on your own and celebrate. Right? Why am I being facetious? Because if you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 20. The activity is exactly the same. And you see the rewards get bigger and better as you rank up. 15, 20,000 Rand, 50,000 Rand. We give our wealth engineers tools that allow them to be more effective at building their channels of distribution. At rank 5, they get this wonderful little USB stick. It plugs into any device. Apple, Android, banana, tablets, computers, laptops, TVs, it plugs into anything. So Patrick and Pumi can show people the DuePoint opportunity because there are videos on there, regardless of what device they have around them. At rank 7, we spent 12,500 Rand on a set of business cards for each of our rank 7 wealth engineers. You get 1,000 cards. There's no ink on these cards. Only gold. See the logo and the edges? They are gilded in gold. No ink touches this paper. Why would we spend so much money on business cards? Because when you go out and you tell someone about a business opportunity called DuePoint, they've probably never heard of us before, yet. We're not a household name yet, I don't think. Your credibility is down here, right? But when you put a 12,500 Rand business card in their hands, one they've never ever seen the like of ever, your credibility suddenly goes up a couple of levels. You have the opportunity now to spend a few more minutes explaining what DuePoint's all about. At rank 9, we take our wealth engineers and their families, business class flights to a 5-star luxury resort, to our international conference, 7 days, all expenses paid trip, not once off, every single year for the rest of your life. Think about that. Business class trips, your kids will not know what economy class is. They'll say, Mommy, Daddy, who are those people in the back of the plane? The one sitting like this. Right? Wouldn't that be a privilege? So take a look. This is where we're going on the 27th of December. Our rank 9 qualifiers are going to enjoy this trip.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand all at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
How does that look? Not too bad, right? The record to getting to rank 9 is 5 months. A lot of the wealth engineers have taken about 12 months to get to rank 9. There's no time limit on rank 9. You can take as long as you need to get there. It's waiting for everybody. Every single person in this room can be on a plane next year. In 12 months' time. Right? You want to be earning 10 to 20,000 Rand a month. You want to have your seat booked on that business class flight. It starts today. You need to start today. Give yourself the head start. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying a brand new car, and we give it to our wealth engineers. No debit order at the end of the month. Right? One less debit order. That much closer to becoming debt-free. So this is our rewards program. We're at rank 11. You saw the rewards program go up to rank 20. We've designed it up to rank 28. If you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 28. The activity remains the same. You are only speaking to people, telling them about the business opportunity. It doesn't change, right? We've got a third way to benefit as wealth engineers. So this is something called a wealth quest. See the little pink WQ there? So we've got a different wealth quest every single month. It is a challenge that runs from the first of the month to the last of the month. December is called Outshine Santa. If you're able to bring 6 new wealth engineers onto your first point in the month of December, get 2 of them qualified, have all their debit orders go off successfully, right? We work on successful debit orders, not bounced debit orders. If you can do that in the month of December, you will have 100 gigs of data with this LTE router given to you in January. That's an entire year's worth of data that you will never have to worry about for 2018. That's on offer. Right? So this is our December challenge. We get asked the question, how does DuePoint afford the returns, the rewards, the wealth quests? Basically, this is our business model. Traditional companies like PMD down the road, right? Traditional insurance companies, they spend a lot of money on client acquisition through marketing and advertising. A large portion of our payment goes to next month's marketing budget at insurance companies, right? That's how they acquire clients. At DuePoint, we don't do any marketing and advertising. We don't spend a cent on marketing and advertising. You won't see a DuePoint logo outside of our building. We rely on our wealth engineers to go tell people about DuePoint. And so we don't have to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends every year on advertising. We can take that portion of our payments and attribute it to the returns and the rewards program for our wealth engineers. And this is basically how our entire business model works here at DuePoint. We've got 3 products at DuePoint. Their benefits are all financial in nature, right? So they speak into our lives from our personal finance position. Access Wealth is our investment product. It's called the Access Wealth Plan. It's 299 Rand a month. It's actually broken into 2 products. The first product being a tax-free investment fund that 100 Rand will get invested in your name into every month, right? The investment sits with Sanlam. We sat with our fund managers last week. This fund has performed at 12% in the last 10 months. That's double inflation. Go ask your bank manager what your savings account is getting. Right, so it's done really well. The second part of the product is the personal accident cover that you get with this product. You get that to the value of 110,000 Rand. So you've got the Access Wealth Plan, you've got 100 Rand going into the investment, and you've got a little bit of insurance with this product. Product number 2 is called Wealth Guard. This is strictly insurance. So it's only insurance. It's 274 Rand a month, but this time you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. The beauty of our personal accident cover is that we don't profile you from a health risk point of view. This is not life insurance. It's not funeral cover. It doesn't pay out in the event of death through illness or natural causes. It is personal accident cover, right? The beauty of that is that we can offer the product to anyone without any change to the premium. You can be 70 years old, you can be diabetic, you can have cancer, you can still take out this product. It's still only 274 Rand a month. You still get the 1.1 million Rands worth of cover. So this is Wealth Guard, product number 2, the insurance product. Product number 3 is called Wealth Points, the Wealth Points Buyers Club program. It aims to save you money on the money that you spend every month anyway. So we've got a whole list of partners that you see over there. For 274 Rand a month, you get to enjoy the discounts that we've negotiated with the list of partners. And that list is always growing. We've got data partners, 36 Rand for a gig. We've got the entertainer, 1.3 million Rands worth of savings at restaurants, hotels around the world, all kinds of things. We've got Eagle Ford. We've got a whole bunch of retailers. We've got health and fitness, beauty, hair, all kinds of stuff. If you're looking for immediate benefit, this is a great product to have. Okay, so those are the 3 products that have been designed to be simple and straightforward. If you want any more information, go to our website. There's a whole page for every product. And if you want even more information, go look on YouTube. There's an in-depth video review of every product that we have. Okay, so those are the 3 products. What's the decision we need to make at lunchtime on a Wednesday in December? Everyone should be on holiday, but I see you all here hungry to work. You're hungry for more, right? This is great. That's great. Maybe you don't see it. I see it because I've seen everyone. Since October, people have been in holiday mode. I can see when 60,000 wealth engineers stop doing work, the graph goes like this. Everyone's on holiday from October, but yet we have people here willing to work. The decision is very simple. Are you willing to endure the downside of entrepreneurship to enjoy the upside? It's a straightforward question. Yes or no? That's all that it takes, guys. Go look at the video testimonies that we did. Remember the 4 wealth engineers we showed you? One of them, Don Landon. Go listen to his video. He says his business is so simple. I joked with you. I said, who brought their CVs? I'm not cared about anyone's CVs. I don't care whether you got matric or you don't, whether you got a degree or you don't, you got corporate experience, whether you're a housewife, it doesn't matter to me. What I'm worried about is whether you're willing to commit daily to do and think about this business. This business should become your priority over employment. Would you argue with me about that? Here I'm saying you get to build a recurring income. There you're just paying your debts, your cost of living. Here you get to build wealth. There you're just treated like a consumer, like an employee. Why does this not become a priority? It's as simple as that. Make it your priority, because in 1-2 years' time you will change your circumstances beyond what employment could ever do for you. So I hope we get that kind of commitment. Joining is very straightforward. Read our code of conduct. It's our contract with you. It defines what you can and cannot do as wealth engineers. Then register as a wealth engineer. You can do it online. Jump onto the website, www.DuePoint.net. Click on the blue apply button. You're a wealth engineer in about 7 to 8 minutes. Right? That easy. But am I interested in people who join? Not really. I'm interested in the people that join and then do the business. Start applying yourself. Become a student of DuePoint. There are 500 videos on our YouTube channel that we've produced in the space of 18 months. Fortunately, everything's nicely categorized. Right? There's 7 videos that create our basic series that you should go and watch. Just 7. Go watch those videos. Start applying yourself to this business. Set yourself goals. Decide what race you want to run. What is the race you want to run? Are you happy with just 2,500 Rand a month? You want more? 10,000 a month? 100,000 a month? You have to be realistic. You can't just go, I want $1 million a month by next December. Be realistic. Look at the time that you have, the amount of time that you can engage with DuePoint. Set your goals. We've got lots of training that defines, that helps you understand what's realistic in this business, right? And go for it. Start talking to people. The business is so simple. It just requires you to speak to people. But you have to speak to people every day. We've got merchandise, not a profit center for us. We thought we would come up with tools that would assist you in building your channels of distribution. Foremost are business cards. Who writes down their number and name on a scrap piece of paper and gives it to someone when they're doing business? You do. No more. No more. You are going to go order business cards, right? If you get your order in this week, I'll get you your business cards in the next couple of weeks, before Christmas. If you wait till next year, you're only going to get your business cards in February. Go order the business cards now, guys. It is credibility. You cannot propose a business opportunity to people that you think is the best thing ever and then write your name and number down on a scrap piece of paper. Please, please. All our videos are on the USB stick. It's convenient for some people. If you don't want to use data, get the USB sticks. We've got a whole bunch of other merchandise on display in the cabinet. The pricing's on the counter. The credit card machine's been warmed up for this audience. Right? Once you join, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So there's a big subscribe button. You click on that subscribe button. It's going to tell you every time we load up a new video, every time we're doing a live stream. Download the mobile app for Google, for Android devices and Apple devices only. Download the mobile app and then take a selfie. Update your profile picture, because I'll give you 1,000 XP the moment you do that. How much XP do you need for rank 1? It's a smile away. 1 smile away. No duck lips and sunglasses, right? We want passport photo with a smile. Okay. Some don'ts, because I know you're not going to read your code of conduct. So to highlight a couple of things, you need the resources to become a wealth engineer. You cannot become a wealth engineer if you can't afford it. That is just irresponsible of us and of yourselves. We are not everything to everyone in this business or in this country. We are here to empower people that have the resources to empower themselves. You need access to the internet. So the one investment you're going to have to make in this business is data. Don't ever let me hear anyone crying about data. Right? You will invest in data for this business. You need access to transport. That goes without saying. You're going to be meeting people. The people that you bring into the business, you're going to be meeting them. You might be traveling to other people's houses to tell them about DuePoint. You need access to transport. Don't ever complete a DuePoint application form on behalf of someone else. This is fraudulent. It's against the law. Not just against the code of conduct, against the law. You can be sued if someone finds out about it. There are many people doing it, right? They've got the gogos. They don't have email addresses. They don't know how to use the internet. And they say, oh, Gogo, just write down all your details on the paper for me. I'm going to do your application form tonight for you. Fraudulent. Don't do it, guys. Make sure people in your channel aren't doing it. You can't add direct family members that are in your household into your channel. If you are living in the same house as somebody else, they cannot be in your channel. We call it an anti-stacking rule, right? It's to prevent manipulation in channels. Don't start your own DuePoint Facebook page, our biggest bugbear. And it's also, in contravention of code of conduct, you're actually breaking the Phase Act of 2002. So it's against FSB regulation. You cannot promote DuePoint or our products or our subsidiaries or any of our third parties through any social media or any advertising platform. You're going to go out and tell people about the DuePoint business opportunity, and that's it. This is a one-to-one, face-to-face business, right? You can conduct it over WhatsApp. You can conduct it over the phone. That's not a problem. But don't let us see you promoting DuePoint on any social media platform. We will find you very quickly because we've got software and companies looking for people doing it, and we suspend you immediately. Okay? Don't send a lead wealth engineer to DuePoint unattended. So this just speaks to about taking care of your prospects. Be responsible, right? Be respectful to people that you bring into the business. Just last night, I had a gentleman arrive on his own. He came in, sat down in the presentation, was taken by the presentation, walked out, said to me, I want to join. I said, great. He said, how do I join? I said, where's your lead wealth engineer? Oh, no, this guy just sent me a WhatsApp. He just said, look at this website. That's it. I said, you better phone him quickly. Phone him, no answer. Send him a WhatsApp, no answer. The guy said, well, I'm joining now. He ticked the, I was not introduced by anybody. Right? Take care of the people that you bring into this business. You don't know what they could do for you. Let me tell you now, you'll never predict what someone will do for you. You have to give everyone equal opportunity, as I am doing for everybody. Right? Happy New Year on the 4th of January. 4th of January is the day that all of us get back to DuePoint. It is the first intro presentations that take place. We've got 2 on Thursday. So we've got a lunchtime one at 12:15, and then we've got a special intro presentation later. We have just come back from our Rank 9 International Conference. We will have our Rank 9s up on stage giving testimony, telling you the trip really happened. They weren't lying to us. Right? That's what it's all about. It is going to be real, guys. It's going to be a special evening. So if you've got anyone lined up, those people that you've targeted for Christmas lunch and the New Year's party, you want to get them to this intro presentation. Right? If you can't make it to head office, tune into the live stream. It's going to be a great intro presentation. Next year, we don't have a national conference anymore. We've now replaced it with our Converge Awards evening. The awards evening is only for Rank 9s and up. It is by invitation only. What did I say? 9. Oh, yeah, that's a bit heavy. Rank 4. Rank 4 and up. Only for Rank 4 and up. It should be your motivation to get to Rank 4 as quickly as possible before the end of January. Then you'll get an invitation, you and your partner, and you'll be able to bring another guest with you to this evening. So it's a special evening. We've got an awesome venue booked out. It's going to be very similar to our national conference. Lots of testimony, great speeches, lots of like-minded people with the same energy going into 2018. Okay? So that's happening at the beginning of February. I remind you guys, there is only one person that can design their future. you. You can design your future, but you need to make that decision. And it requires a little bit of risk. It requires a little leap of faith, belief in this business to get going. You have to have faith in the business initially to get going, right? But do it. Make 2018 count. You've got 13 months to get to rank 9 by next year. You've got 13 months. But you get to rank 9, you're going to be earning about 20,000 Rand a month. That's R250,000 Rand a year that you're going to be giving yourself for Christmas every year. So go do it, guys. No one else can do it. Good luck.